And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rosicle. I'm one of the hosts of the channel. My name's Nathaniel. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, and Ashley. Say hi.
Hi.
Ow.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm okay. Any users, we're back. We're doing a Commander unboxing. We are finally here with Commander Masters. I spent way too much on these Commander decks. Back as a graduation gift for myself that I bought when I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I have since graduated with my master's degree. And yeah, so we have had these for a while. They've been sitting on the backlog, but we only have 4 Commander decks left to unbox, and it is these 4. We have saved arguably the best, quote unquote, for last. These Commander decks do actually have some value these days. I was looking in a Mana Box. We're not sponsored, but would love to be if you ever see this Mana Box. It's a great app, but yeah. Anyways, so was checking that most of our Commander decks are kind of like meh in terms of value these days. There's like $40 to $50 average on like all of them, literally all of them. But then even the Ixalan ones, even the Bloomburrows, like the ones that used to have some value, all of them have plummeted to like 40 or 50 bucks, which is fine. It means like you're getting what you can out of them, but there's less incentive to buy them for value because their value is just kind of decreasing in the long run. There are some exceptions, and notably some of the older ones are going up in value, so I imagine that like the new ones are going to sit at 40 or 50, and then the cards that were reprinted in them won't be reprinted for a little while, so they'll creep back up in value as the old ones have. But Commander Masters is not quite the case. These ones were chock full of some decent cards. I mean, maybe not enough to justify their price, but I'll tell you this much. I think at least all of them, their deck list sits over $100. So probably. I am excited to break into this one. The one I'm least excited for is Commodore Guff, although I do think he has a really cool concept. One in a Jeskai, legendary Planeswalker Guff. At the beginning of your end step, put a loyalty counter on another target Planeswalker you control, so there is a way to put loyalty counters. I do think it'd be interesting if you built this with some of those Planeswalkers that don't have a +1 built into them. Yes. And this is a way to add stuff to them. Anyways, you can do a +1, create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap add. I realize I'm reading this even though the card's not out, but we're just going to commit to it at this point. So we have create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap add a red. Spend this only to cast Planeswalker. And then his -3 is you draw X cards, and Commodore Guff deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of Planeswalkers you control, which is very powerful. And notably, you can actually kill him with that effect, and then since he's your commander, send him back to the command zone and then cast him again. So there are some cool things you can do with this deck. I've actually heard some really fun tales of its use. I will say, as we jump into this and read the back and all of that sort of thing, do note, if you guys haven't liked, commented, all that stuff, it is greatly appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we are on the march to 250 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if we'll make it, but at time of recording, we were at 205, which was also a milestone. It's also a milestone I never thought we would make. So you guys are absolutely awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you. Do it. So command an army of Planeswalkers. Take your Commander game to the next level with these high-powered decks. Assemble an all-star, blah, 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 blah. Commodore Guff and his power to generate mana and loyalty. Protect your heroes from walls and enchantments before they clean house with their ultimate abilities. Good. Commodore Guff, a true legend of Dominaria. Commodore Guff curated a secret library containing every book in the multiverse, including histories yet to take place. Ooh. He joined Urza as one of the 9 Titans, a team of Planeswalkers attempting to stop the Phyrexian invasion. Though Guff is long gone, his legacy endures as a paragon of wisdom and wit. Huh. I did not mean to move our little playmat there, but it says, a Planeswalker team-up, centuries in the making. Cool. And we have not opened any of these Commander Masters ones, so they are a little bit bigger. I don't think they actually hold anything extra. We will toss that on our fiancés. We have the big shell here of just wasted space. But, just to make it look thicker. Obviously, if you don't have a collection, the +1/+1 counters can be nice. But they do.
They do?
Yeah. A sample collector booster pack. It's the hooky type.
I love these deck boxes and hate them all the same. This is thick freaking cardboard.
So these ones catch a little bit right here on the inside lip, and then they catch on this part right here, so that it kind of locks closed. It's kind of weird. But yes, everything used to come in these things. So it comes with a little spacer.
I've never seen one
just
like
to make things look fake. These are the ones that came with life trackers.
Ooh, I'm gonna rip it open.
Which are useful if you don't know how to play Magic, or if you've never played Magic, you don't have the companion app yet. And then, of course, they did come notably, every time they did this to fit in the box, they fold down the collector booster, which a lot of people get upset with if there's something useful in there. But yes, it is a collector, Commander Masters collector booster sample pack. You can pull crazy expensive cards from those, but again, it's not why you buy the deck. But yeah. Anyways, it does still have him on there, so that's pretty neat. All right, so order of operations here. We are going to get into the deck, but first thing we're going to do is read the lore. So skip ahead if that's something you are not interested in. I don't blame you, but I want to read it, so.
This is our channel, so haha.
Let's look at some of the... What's going on here? Oh, the art's on... okay, so there's some art for him, looking nice and fancy. And wow, do we have some lore. Where to begin the story of the inimitable and extremely handsome Commodore Guff? Well, not to spoil the whole thing, but if you're reading this, I'm dead by now, whenever now is. To wit, I am known to my admirers as the curator of the most wonderful library in the multiverse. Contained inside is the history and the future of the whole of existence. You could find a tome that told you what you'd eat for breakfast next Thursday, or a folio that would tell you if your mortal nemesis will wipe out your entire world. Well, in fact, that's exactly what happened to me. Back when the Phyrexians came to Dominaria for the first time, I joined up with the bright, if a little too controlling Urza to challenge Yawgmoth on Phyrexia itself. Myself, Urza, and the other 7 Planeswalkers piloted mechanical Titan engines of Urza's design to battle on our way through Phyrexia and blow up the core. Does this plan sound familiar? Of course. Through no fault of my own, we failed, as Urza's callous sacrifice of our ally Tevesh Svat, a murder of Taysir, stirred myself and the others into mutinying.
Oh, shit.
We returned to Dominaria having only planted a single bomb, not enough to eliminate Phyrexia for good. Even then, I knew our fate, written in a book with my own library, was inevitable Phyrexian victory. I was then visited by the smuggler Bolivar, another of Urza's chosen titans, and a man I am honored to have called a friend. He knew of my library and my powerful influence, asking me to rewrite the future of the entire plane of Dominaria so that Phyrexia would simply lose. I was aghast, asking the Commodore Guff to abandon his sacred principles and alter the fated course of the multiverse on such a thoughtless whim. I agreed, of course. Brilliant idea. Really glad I thought of it. My time will come soon after this. I am to die in battle against Yawgmoth himself, right before Gerard Capuchin, uses the legacy to finally defeat it. A fitting ending that I wish I could have written for myself. Commodore Guff. P.S. Knowing all that, wonder what you might learn about yourself in my library? You know what they say about curiosity. Leap first and ask questions later.
Oh, I was saying I killed the cat. I took it apart and then put it back together.
I'm not going to lie. So you took the button off and then...
Oh, I fully ripped it apart.
Oh.
You can just put it back together after.
I love it, darling. Baby, there's stuff over there.
It hit the trash.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have hit something expensive.
No, I would have him chuck it across the
It looked
room.
like you put some oomph into it.
No, I just went up.
Magic heroes congregate on your side of the battlefield to provide a myriad of abilities that will help you tactically take down your opponents. Bide your time by protecting your planeswalkers with walls and protective enchantments until you activate their ultimate abilities. Your commander, Commodore Guff, is one of the Magic's most powerful wizards who will help you generate enough mana to cast even more impressive planeswalkers and build up loyalty to keep them on the board. Baby, what are you doing?
I'm just flattening it.
Oh, okay. I was like, darling, we're not opening it yet.
No.
Once you have your squad of legendary heroes, use Guff's ultimate ability to replenish your hand while damaging your opponents. Build a defensive board that will protect your planeswalkers until the tides turn in your favor. Once the game is under your control, use your cavalry to gain an increasing advantage over your opponents until you can convert your planeswalkers into game-ending damage. Okay, we got there. Honestly, that was really cool, like lore that was written from his perspective, though. That was pretty neat. I won't lie. That was nifty.
I haven't done lore that cool in a while.
That was nifty. I do like when they get flavorful with it like that, you know?
It's flavorful. Get flavorful.
Okay. Oh, I forgot we're in the days of thick.
Oh, crap.
Thick commander cards.
Thick commander cards.
We get a thick, and this one's like extra dense. Maybe I just haven't felt them in a while, but that one feels extra dense. Okay, so we have already read what Commodore Guff does, but we are going to take a look at our tokens. some 3/3 ogres, a 1/1 servo, a copy, the 1/1 wizards that he makes. I'm glad he makes a good number of, or that we have a good number of those to make. Core ally. Flipping it over now, we have some walls, dragon, and a Johnny emblem, a Chandra emblem, another Chandra emblem, a Narset emblem, and an Elspeth emblem, and some soldiers. I like that we also get the emblems for some of the planeswalkers we might use. You know, I opened him first because he's notably the one I guess I'm least excited about, but the more I read about it, the more I'm like, this really is a unique commander, so I should be more excited about him. Because we've opened enough decks that I'm kind of tired of just like tokens do tokens or something like that. You know, like we've done a lot of that. You run that deck.
I know, I love that deck. It's fun.
All right, he's a little... There he is. We've already read him, but if you guys wanted to see him, all right, he's going in a nice red sleeve over here.
And everything else will be in terrible.
Now, we are in Jeskai, so I'm going to guess that our basics end here. There's a mountain. Oh, that's an island.
Oh, you're
Rip.
off.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was off by quite a bit. All right, now, notably, not 100% sure.
I've never seen these lands.
I mean, we have, because we've opened Commander Masters, but these are... These are the two islands. Oh, they filtered them in there, so they switch every other one. That's interesting. Here's the mountains, which are pretty cool. They are city-based. I don't like when mountains are city-based. I want to just see, like, and the plains are city-based.
Oh, I see a mountain.
I want to see an island, a plains, and a mountain, you know? But I get that, obviously, they had to... Well, this isn't really like a city setting. If it's like New Capenna, it makes sense to me, but... All right, fine. Here we go. Ready, shall we?
Do it.
And we're off with a Mystic Monastery, which is our Jeskai tap land. Flipping now into an Interplanar Beacon. Whenever you cast a Planeswalker, gain a life, tap, add a colorless, pay 1, tap, add 2 mana, different colors. Spend this only to cast Planeswalker spells. Pretty cool. Temple of Triumph. You know, I would have loved the Planeswalker deck to be 5-color Planeswalkers. You know what I mean? But it's fine. Temple of Triumph is the scry land, so definitely could have done better than that. I did hear that these lands were a little less than impressive. We have the scry land for Izzet, and the scry land for Azorius. Then we have the Signet land for Azorius. Flipping now into the filter land. Look at that. For Boros. 2 basics land. You need to have two or more basics for it to enter untapped. For Azorius. Then we have the Reveal a Plains or an Island for Azorius. Into the filter land for Azorius. The filter lands are good. I'm happy with those ones. Mobilize District. Tap, add a colorless. Pay 4. It becomes a 3/3 citizen creature with vigilance. It's still a land. Costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature and planeswalker you control. Okay, cool. That's pretty neat. Karn's Bastion is pay 4, tap it, proliferate, which is good with planeswalkers. That's a good card to have. The Snarl lets you reveal a mountains or a plains, so Boros there. This Snarl lets you reveal an island or a mountain for Izzet. Then we have Exotic Orchard. Add 1 mana of a color that a land an opponent controls could produce. Then we do have, okay, so we have all 3 of the filter lands. That's nice. I would love to see the pain lands in here too, though. That was really nice. We have Silent Arbiter. No more than 1 creature can attack each combat. No more than 1 creature can block each combat. Ooh. That just shuts people down. That's a good card.
That's not even specific hate. That's just everybody hate.
Yeah, well, if your deck is sit back, don't get hit, planeswalkers, that's a good card. Nevin Ural's Disc, 4 mana. It enters tapped. Pay 1 tap, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. So it's like don't touch me or I board wipe card. You leave up 1 mana and just go, all right, guys. If you ever swing my way, I just wipe it all out.
Yep.
The Chain Veil. This was a pretty expensive card. 4 mana. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't activate a loyalty ability of a planeswalker this turn, you lose 2 life. Pay 4, tap it. For each planeswalker you control, you may activate one of its loyalty abilities once this turn, as though none of its loyalty abilities have been activated this turn. So you can do it twice, essentially. Wow. You can pay 4 mana to extra activate all your planeswalkers, which is really cool. Oath of Teferi, 3 and a Azorius. I can tell my arms are going to get tired with this one.
You got this. You can do it.
When Oath of Teferi enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control, return to the battlefield under control beginning of the next end step. You may activate the loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than only once. And this one says as though they haven't been activated. It does say one of its loyalty abilities once this turn. So that one's weird. So maybe you have like this first, activate them twice, then pay 4, activate them a third time. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Narset, Enlightened Mastered, 3 and a Jeskai, first strike, 3/2 hexproof. Whenever it attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-creature spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. That's pretty good. It's probably not surviving when it attacks, but you just gotta hope you have good stuff in there. And then we have Narset, but in Planeswalker form. The Ancient Way, 1 and a Jeskai, Legendary Planeswalker Narset. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be so many Planeswalkers. I'm gonna have so much reading to do.
It's gonna be a long video. Lock in, everybody.
All right. +1 is gain 2 life, add a blue, red, or white. Spend this only to cast a non-creature spell. Then you can -2, draw a card. Then you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset of the Ancient Way deals damage equal to that card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker. Or you get -6, you can whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it deals 2 damage to any target. That's pretty good. Nahiri, the Harbinger, 2 and a Boros, +2, discard a card if you do draw a card, -2, exile target enchantment, tapped artifact or tapped creature, -8, search your library for an artifact or creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. It gains haste, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. That's actually not that broken. I mean, I guess you get to pick any artifact or enchantment, or creature, but... Sarkhan, the Masterless, 3 and 2 red. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, each dragon you control deals 1 damage to that creature. Until the end of turn, each planeswalker you control becomes a 4/4 red dragon creature with flying, and then you can -3 to create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. That's pretty cool. You can make your dragons help defend you. I love the flavor of that card. Repeated Reverberation, 2 and 2 red instant. When you next cast an instant spell, cast a sorcery spell, or activate a loyalty ability this turn, copy that spell or ability twice.
Wow.
Whoo, that's a fun one. Chandra's Torch of Defiance, 2 and 2 red, legendary planeswalker Chandra. +1, exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. +1, add 2 red. -3, it deals 4 damage to target creature. -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, it deals 5 damage to any target.
Alright, let's pause.
Yes.
I'm making a stack of how many planeswalkers there are on the deck.
Okay.
I want you to give me what you think. How many do you think there's going to be? We're already at 4 and we have...
Are you counting
50...
Commodore?
Yes. So we have 5 already. We have 56 cards left.
I'll take a guess. That's fine.
What do you think?
Right now?
Yep. How many do you think there are going to be? There's 5 currently. We have 56 more cards.
I think 5 counting Commodore?
Yep.
Oh, goodness. I think there's going to be 22.
My guess is... 30.
30. All right, here we go. Chandra, Awakened Inferno, 4 and 2 red. Chandra, the spell can't be countered. I think I own this card.
Probably.
Or we own this card. +2, each opponent gets an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, this emblem deals 1 damage to you. -3, Chandra, Awakened Inferno deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. -X, Chandra's Inferno deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If a permanent dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead.
Okay, Chandra.
Putting that on Commodore Guff unintentionally. Flippity-doo-dah. Blasphemous Act. Great. Should be, if you're casting it at the right time, 1 red mana, deal 13 damage to each creature, but it's 8 in a red, costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. Spark Double's fun. You may have Spark Double enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature. I did not realize Spark Double said creature or planeswalker.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature. It enters with an additional loyalty counter on it if it's a planeswalker, and it isn't legendary. Pretty neat. Spark Double's fun. Oath of Jace. When Oath of Jace enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry X, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. Pretty cool. Jace Mirror Mage, 1 and 2 blue, kicker 2. When Jace Mirror Mage enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create a token that's a copy of Jace Mirror Mage, except it's not legendary and it starts with loyalty as 1. You can +1 to scry 2, or you can 0, draw a card and reveal it, remove a number of loyalty counters equal to that card's mana value from Jace Mirror Mage. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. I flipped over 2 on accident there. Jace, Architect of Thought, 2 and 2 blue.
No, pretty good for me here, sweetie.
4 loyalty +1. Until your next turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, it gets -1/-0 until end of turn. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library for -2. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand, the other onto the bottom of your library in any order. And then -8 for each player. Search that player's library for a non-land card and exile it. Then that player shuffles. You may cast those cards without paying their mana costs.
That's crazy.
That is wild. Jace Bellarine. 1 and 2 blue Jace. Nice and simple is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the magic card that's printed like a kid's picture book. Look at that text size. This is what I'm missing. This is what I've been missing. Look at that. Look at that text size, okay? This is like reading level 4 or something like that.
Reading level college.
Yeah. Each player draws a card, straightforward. Target player draws a card, -10. Target player mills 20 cards. Honestly, the mills 20 card isn't even that powerful these days, but, you know, we'll rock it. I would never bother to get that to -10. Deep Glow Skate, 4 and a blue creature fish, 3/3. When it enters, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. Sure, just double all your planeswalkers because you can. Urza's Ruinous Blast, 4 and a white legendary sorcery. Exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary.
Oof.
Semester's End. 3 and a white instant. Exile any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers you control at the beginning of the next step. Return each of them to the battlefield on turn control. Each of them enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature and an additional loyalty counter on it if it's a planeswalker. That's pretty cool. You get a planeswalker down to like 1 and then blink it to get it back to it where it starts. Promise of Loyalty is pretty good. Destroy creatures and then the creatures that are left with the vow counter can't attack you. Oath of Gideon, 2 and a white legendary enchantment. When Oath of Gideon enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white core allied creature tokens. Each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. That's cool.
Interesting.
Norn's Annex, 3 and 2 Phyrexian white. Creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays Phyrexian white for each of those creatures. That's a really interesting card. Gideon Jura. 3 and 2 white, legendary planeswalker Gideon, +2 during target opponent's next turn. Creatures that player controls attack Gideon Jura if able. -2, destroy target tapped creature, or 0 until end of turn. Gideon Jura becomes a 6/6 human soldier creature that's still a planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. It's really interesting. Elspeth, Sun's Champion, 4 and 2 white. This is also pretty big text. I am missing these days of Magic. Legendary Planeswalker Elspeth. I didn't really play during these days, but it just looks wrong having text that's that big, right? Create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. +1. That's a nice +1. -3. Destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater. And -7. You get an emblem with creatures you control. Get +2/+2 and have flying. Wow. Very good in token decks, but here it's also pretty powerful. Deploy the Gatewatch. 4 and 2 white. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 planeswalker cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So that's pretty cool. Ajani Steadfast, legendary planeswalker Ajani with +1 until end of turn. Up to 1 target creature gets +1/+1 and gains first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. -2, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each other planeswalker you control. And then -7, you get an emblem with if a source would deal damage to you or a planeswalker you control, prevent all but 1 of that damage. It's a very powerful one right there. Jaya's Phoenix. 4 and a red Phoenix, 3/3 flying haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, copy the next loyalty ability you activate this turn. When you activate it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Whenever you cast a planeswalker spell, you may return this from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty cool. Guff rewrites history.
Crazy.
2 and a red instant. For each player, choose target non-enchantment, non-land permanent that player controls. Those permanents owners shuffle them into their libraries. Each player who controlled one of those permanents exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card, then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Each player may cast a non-land card they exile without paying its mana cost. So it's like a board... it's like 1 in a red instant. Like you get rid of something, and they flip over the top card of their library. If it's a permanent, they get to keep it. I forget the name of it right now, but
I don't know.
I don't know the name of it right now. I haven't seen it in a second, but Chandra, Legacy of Fire, 4 in a red, legendary planeswalker. At the beginning of your end step, Chandra, Legacy of Fire deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control. That's nice. +1, add a red for each planeswalker you control. That's nice. Remove a loyalty counter from each of any number of permanents you control. Exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play them this turn. That's pretty powerful. Vronos, Masked Inquisitor, 3 and 2 blue legendary planeswalker. Vronos, +1, up to 2 other target planeswalkers you control phase out at the beginning of the next end step. -2 for each opponent. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent they control to its owner's hand. -7, target artifact you control becomes a 9/9 construct artifact creature that gains vigilance, indestructible, and this creature can't be blocked. Sure, you have to have an artifact though.
What count do you think we're at, sweetie?
I don't know. We'll figure it out at the end. Spark Shaper Visionary. Creature, human, wizard, 0/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose any number of target planeswalkers you control until end of turn. They become 3/3 blue bird creature tokens with hexproof, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, scry 1. Huh, that's weird. I guess it turns your planeswalkers into attackers, but then the attackers can die, so I don't know if that's actually better, but whatever. Teo, Geometric Tactician, 2 and a white, legendary planeswalker Teo. When Teo enters the battlefield, create a 0/4 white wall creature token with Defender and Flying. +1, you and target opponent each draw a card. -2, choose left or right. Until your next turn, each player may attack only the nearest opponent in the last chosen direction, and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. That's interesting. That's a really interesting card. Onake Oathkeeper, 1 and a white, Ogre Spirit, 0/4. Creatures can't attack planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each creature they control that's attacking a planeswalker. You can pay 4 and 2 white, exile it. Return target planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gatewatch Beacon, 2 and a white artifact, enters with 3 loyalty counters on it. Tap at a white. Whenever a planeswalker enters, if Gatewatch has loyalty counters on it, you may move a loyalty counter from Gatewatch Beacon onto that planeswalker. That's pretty cool. Mangara, the Diplomat. We actually read this one for the Bloomborough one. Lifelink 2/4. Whenever an opponent attacks with 2 or more creatures are attacking you or planeswalkers controlled, draw a card. And then whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you draw a card. Forge of Heroes. Tap to add a colorless. Tap, choose target commander that entered the battlefield this turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on it if it's a creature and a loyalty counter on it if it's a planeswalker. Sure. Wayfarer's Bauble. Sack to go get a basic. Talisman of Progress is good. We like to see the talismans. Talisman of Curiosity is the Is It one. There's the Talisman of Conviction, so we do have all 3. Oh, there's the Is It Signet. Oh, Honor Worn Shaku. I hope I'm saying that right. Shaku? Shaku? I don't know. Shaku? I don't know. 3 mana artifact. Tap, add a colorless. Tap an untapped legendary permanent you control to untap Honor Walker. That's cool. You can tap your planeswalkers, which is interesting because it's not like they were doing anything anyways. Boros Signet. So there's another Signet. Are we going to see the last Signet here? We are. Azorius Signet right there. Wall of Denial. 1 and a Azorius Defender Flying Shroud 0/8. That's pretty good. Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. I know I have this one. 1 and 2, whatever those things are called. Hybrid. Is it? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless server artifact, and then -2, target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until end of turn, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types, which can do some fun things. Thrumming Bird is a really good card. 1 and a blue flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you proliferate. So we see a lot of that in Planeswalker decks for loyalty counters. Narset, Part of Veils, 1 and 2 blue. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. This just shuts a lot of decks down. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Fog Bank is perfectly fine. 1 blue defender flying. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by Fog Bank. So it's effectively got kind of indestructible there. Not really, but it's close. Flux Channeler, 2 and a blue. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Proliferate is wild in this deck, considering we're casting a lot of Planeswalkers. The Wanderer, 3 and a white, legendary Planeswalker. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. That's really good protection. And then you can exile target creature with power 4 or greater. A little bit of targeted removal. Swords to Plowshares, but like the OG printing art kind of sort, or at least one of the OG printing arts to Swords to Plowshares, I think. Oreskos Explorer, 1 and a white, Cat Scout 2/2. Whenever it enters, search your library for up to X Planes cards, where X is the number of players who control more land than you. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Sure, go get a bunch of planes, I guess. That's fine. Whoop, not what I meant to flip. Grateful Apparition. Yeah. 1 and a white, 1/1 Flying Spirit. Whenever Grateful Apparition deals combat damage to a player or Planeswalker, Proliferate. Is also pretty cool. Basically another Thrumming Bird. Reliquary Tower is pretty good. No maximum hand size.
Love a good wreck tower.
Love a good wreck tower. Myriad Landscape. A little bit of very slow ramp. Honestly, don't know if that's necessary. Command Tower. The kind of older art printing of it. But hey, Command Tower is Command Tower. Oh yeah, we haven't seen all the cards yet, right? Soul Ring.
No crap.
There it is. And then Arcane Signet, right? No, Felwar Stone. Then Arcane Signet. Yeah, there it is. Arcane Signet. And, yep, saw the Ogres. Figured we had this one. Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs. Whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you're the defending player, create a 3/3 red Ogre creature unless they pay 3, which is pretty solid. Don't attack me card. Path to Exile. So they threw both of those in here.
Love that.
And Cartographer's Hawk. 1 and a white flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player who controls more lands than you, return it to its owner's hand. If you do, you may search your library for a Plains card. Cool. And then last but not least, Leori Spark Touched Hunter. And is it Elemental Cat 3/3 Flying Vigilance? Whenever Leori Spark Touched Hunter deals combat damage to a player, choose a Planeswalker type. Until end of turn, whenever you activate an ability of Planeswalker of that type, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the ability. That's pretty cool.
That's neat.
That is pretty neat.
This is a creature? Interesting.
And throwing Commodore Guff into the rough here. Count them up.
All right.
I think I'm closer, but I think it's below me. I think it's less than 22. 18, yeah. So honestly, you could probably buff it up a little bit with some other Planeswalkers.
Hey, you could show them all.
This is a little sad, honestly.
Yeah, I expect more. It's called Planeswalker Party.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, and I get that you need to have other things too, but
do you?
I don't know. I feel like they probably could have thrown in a few more.
They could have done better.
But hey, we might have some from throughout the ages to throw in there.
Probably.
We'll see what people suggest online and stuff like that if we ever upgraded it. All right, so that's the deck. Before we rate it, we always do the coveted Collector Booster Sample Pack, which they did do here.
Which is kind of crazy.
Even for Commander Masters, which is
Kind of crazy.
Very crazy.
Open that bad boy.
I'm kind of nervous.
I'm
There are
scared.
some really good cards that you can pull in here, obviously, because it is Commander Masters. We've actually opened regular Commander Master packs as Crack a Pack for a while.
I'm ready. Let's do
So
it. Let's do it.
this is being a pain to
fold
open.
it.
It's also just like not wanting to open correctly. There we go. All right, we got that. We got that. Plop.
Throw.
Plop.
Row.
Da, 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 da. We got another pretty command tower. I will not complain about getting another foiled pretty command tower.
How much do you think it's worth?
I want to say this one was over $1. I want to say $1. I will go $2.30.
$3.73.
$3.73. And for our rare mythic. Oh. We got Obscuring Haze. You know, it's not the end of the world. We actually already have one of these. So this is one of the free the free spells if you control a commander. No, it's just a normal Obscuring Haze. This is one of the, if you control your commander, you can cast it for free. So if we got the blue, red, or black one, or well, blue or red one, it would have been worth like $50. If we got the black or white one, it would have been worth like $20. And we got the green one, which I think is worth like $6. But this art, I'm going to bump it up to $9.
This art is worth $6.65.
Oh, I nailed it. Crazy. What's the regular art worth? Because we have one of the regular art.
$4.83.
$4.83. Okay. I mean, it's still a good card. Don't get me wrong.
It is. I mean, that's $7.
So, 2 and a green. If you control your commander, you may cast it for free. Prevents all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control.
Woo!
Notably, creatures your opponents control. So you can block like a bunch of trades and then cast this for free and wipe the board there. But
basically cool art.
Yeah, it's also really cool art. So no complaints there. Of course, you do not open them for the collector booster sample pack. But I will say, pure monetary value of the deck.
I kind of killed it.
I want to say the deck itself is still worth over like $100. If not, it's in like the 80s or something like that. We'll get one shuffle going here on camera.
Shuffle,
it was a pretty good
shuffle,
one, but he lost the left part. There it is.
Shuffle.
Boom. It's like the roll-sickle orange there, huh? What?
I love roll school, but orange is a nasty color.
I agree with you. I
mean, we live in Alabama.
That's fair.
Orange is terrible.
To be fair, Auburn is also in Alabama, but
I know, that's why.
But anyways, all right, there it is.
Tennessee.
All right, what would you give good old Commodore Guff?
I don't know. This seems like a really complicated deck, and I don't do complicated well. So for me, I guess 6. It's still cool, but like, this just seems complicated, and I don't do complicated.
I am interested in the deck. I think that I really wanted to see more Planeswalkers, honestly.
I have 18 is a sad number, because that's 18 including the commander.
I'm expecting, like I said, I'm expecting mid-20s. I don't want to, you don't want to have, because you're only getting like 60 non-land cards, right? You don't want that to be all Planeswalkers, obviously.
No.
But I feel like a solid 22 to 25 should be.
Somewhere between 20 and 30.
Yeah, somewhere between 20 and 30.
I expect at least a third to a half.
But also, again, I think you could upgrade this with some pretty solid Planeswalkers that have come out since then. So.
But still, kind of sad.
Yeah.
What are you giving it, sweetheart? You need to give me a number.
I would give it a.
I said a 6.
I'm excited to play it enough, but I don't feel great about it. So I'd say maybe like a 6.5. Maybe something like that. It's definitely not like the most exciting deck for me to play.
Yeah.
But I have been super stoked for these decks to be opened and for us to play them. For those of you that don't know, we'll probably make a video talking about it specifically, but we kind of have a plan for our precons and like the decks I'm going to construct going forward.
Yeah.
And in that plan, definitely not every precon is going to survive. Like some of them are going to be scrapped. This being Jeskai, without spoiling exactly what we plan to do, I mean, you might be able to guess, but with this being Jeskai, it has a very slim chance of making it.
Oh, this is not. No.
Has a very slim chance of making the cut.
I'd rather take Turkey.
However, I love the fact that it's something different. You know, like if I'm gonna have multiple decks, I want to have decks that do something different, and I do think Planeswalkers is different. I just think I might be more likely to build, you know, maybe a what's her face. She proliferates on every turn. And she's like the bane of Commander's existence. I forget her name right now. She was also a precon at one point.
I don't know.
She's a 4-color commander. She has everything but red. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I cannot think of it right now. It also got reprinted in Final Fantasy. I didn't know that until I saw it in the video that we were watching. I mean, you could just look up commander that proliferates. It'll be the first one that comes up. It's literally the most... Well, for a while, it was the most popularly played commander. I don't know if it still is.
I believe that.
Commander that proliferates.
It was just reprinted straight Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy Commander?
It was... No, I would not do that because it's going to have a different name because it's one of those cards that's named... Just look up what I said to look up. Commander that proliferates. I told you it would come up right away if you did that.
Atraxa.
Atraxa. Told you it would come up right away. Yes, Atraxa. Which is also very good at playing Planeswalkers because every turn when you proliferate, you get to add to the Planeswalkers. Yeah. I also like that one would... You would lose your red Planeswalkers, and there are some strong Chandras, but you gain the green and black Planeswalkers. And there are some very strong green and black Planeswalkers as well.
There's two roses. There's two of her.
Yeah, but the one that proliferates. I'm talking about the one that proliferates, yeah. Not the one with every keyword known to man.
Oh yeah, Flying Vigilance, Deathless Lifelink.
Which back then was every keyword known to man.
The same one has the exact same keywords. Oh. Flying Vigilance, Deathless Lifelink.
What does the other one have?
Flying Vigilance, Deathless Lifelink.
What's the difference then? What does the other one do?
So the one that we're talking about is at the beginning of your set proliferate.
Yeah.
The other one says, when she enters, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Artifact, battle, creature, enchantment, instant, land, planeswalker, and sorcerer are card types.
That's an interesting card.
That's the one that got reprinted in Final Fantasy, it looks like.
Oh, is it? That's lame then. I thought it was the proliferate one.
No, it was the other one.
Boo. But anyways, so if I were to build Planeswalkers, I might build something like that. Now, obviously, I could take the white and blue Planeswalkers out of this deck, and we do have some decent other Planeswalkers we could always pull from.
Yeah.
But is Commodore very likely to survive? I don't know. I'll give him a shot. Maybe I absolutely adore the deck, upgrade it a little bit, and say, no, this is an absolute must-keep. I mean, a lot of people that did buy this deck ended up saying it was one of their favorites. So I do have to give it some play time, and we'll see. But right now, it gets a 6.5. You gave it a 6. We want to know what you guys think, so leave it down in the comments below. What you guys would rate it from 0 to 10. Or 0 to 10. I guess you could give it a 0.
You could give it a 0. But I'd be like, I hate this, never ever touching it.
But yeah, let us know what you think. 0 to 10 for the deck. I'm relatively excited for it. It's definitely...
I think it'll be fun to see you play it.
I think it's unique, but beyond it being unique, it's probably the bottom of the 4 for Commander Masters for me.
Yes.
Definitely excited for the other 3 a lot. So we'll be getting to those relatively soon. Woo! You guys will be getting to those in 2 weeks. But yeah, thank you guys for being so awesome. Like we said, let us know down in the comments below. If you didn't like the video and you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Like the video. We'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't joined the Rosicle family, please, please, please subscribe. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. We do have an end-year goal of 250. We'll see if we can make it. But each and every one of you is what makes that happen. So thank you guys for being so awesome. That's what we've got for you in this one. We'll see you in whatever comes next. But until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye, y'all.